Hey there, welcome to Soulfully Illumined. Today's video we are doing a video about messages from your ancestors. This is such an important time in history, but this period, if you're watching this upon upload, September, October-ish, is a time where the veil is thin. It's also, in some cultures, a time where, you know, we are honoring the ancestors. And so I just felt like what a perfect reading to do at this point of the year. Know this, it is a timeless reading. And so, you know, whenever you pick this reading, it's the best time for you. But do take what resonates and leave what does not. And we'll get started. It's actually kind of interesting. You can see these dots right here and these dots right there. It's like it's from the sun coming in from my window. So it's a nice, interesting little touch to this reading. So let's get started. Go ahead and feel into your piles. This time around, I've already pulled the cards. I haven't looked at them unless they've turned over on its own. And then I just put it back into your pile. We have 3 piles here. We have pile 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and feel into those piles and I will see you at your pile. Hey there, if you picked pile 1, this reading is for you. We are going into messages from your ancestors and let's see what wants to come through. So your first card is Broken Arrow, Embrace the Energy of Peace. And you can kind of see the smoke coming through. I just saged and it's just not stopping. And I'm getting this wartime feel, and I think that's where the smoke is kind of showing me too. It's like this wartime feel of chaos and just being in war. And I feel like they're showing me that because they're trying to tell you that you don't belong in that. And so it's almost like maybe you've been experiencing some turmoil in your world, a lot of friction amongst people. It could be job, it could be family. But what they're trying to say is that was an entirely different generation. And you aren't meant to, at this point, have that feeling of worrying about safety. That was another time where people had to fight for what they wanted, for their causes, and, you know, go to war, even when they didn't want to. You have this opportunity and this choice to choose something better. And that's really what's coming through with this card. So embrace the energy of peace comes down to really creating, with the X marking the spot, really creating those things that bring you that sense of peace versus being in that point of, you know, always feeling like you gotta fight. So the second card we have here is grounding. Go deep, explore your roots. What I'm getting here for you, pile 1, is really just this need for you to take this time to really relax and smell the roses and hang out with nature. Because it's through you just resting and being in that recovery state, it really takes you out of that space of being on guard and being in that fight or flight energy. Because you're being asked, you're being guided, you're being asked to go to that place of peace. Because through that space of peace, there's a lot of information coming to you. There may be things that you want to do, pile 1. There may be books that you want to read, or I'm getting even like research your family history. And they're saying it's through that state of peace and just like resting is where it'll really open up and give you that permission to really go that way that you really want to go in. Because it's like you've been in this muddied water for a long time, for a little while now, where you've just been consciously in that, or subconsciously or unconsciously in that fight or flight. but they're asking you to root in your heart chakra because they didn't have that opportunity to do that. And you coming forth, they're just guiding you, they're with you, cheering you on, nudging you with so much love to go towards those things that bring you joy, that help you to stay grounded in the here and now, in a state that really works for you. You know, your next card, it says health. It says, Mother Earth sweet, Mother Earth bright, bring to me your health and might. Card 30. It's like you've had to do things in like a black or white manner is what I'm getting. And it's similar to what they've experienced in the past, where they have had to go from, you know, fine lines, square boxes, sharp edges. Another way to say that would be like, you know, they had to do what they had to do. There was no choice. But for you, Palwan, it's like you have a lot of ways and a lot of flexibility as to how you can create your world, how you can create your life. Someone's uncle is coming through. It could be a great uncle coming through. I don't know what that message, I'm not sure as far as the details of that, but that's just what I got. And it's like, that's the message there, is that you have so many more opportunities than they had. And to just open up your awareness and look beyond the black and the white, the rigidity of your world, and see that you have so many possibilities around you. It's just about being flexible and open. Now, some of you may be having health issues, and it might be similar to someone that has passed in your family. They may have had the similar issue, and they're with you is what I'm getting. And they're not only with you, but they're helping to guide you. So key point here for you, Palwan, if this is you, you may want to talk to them. If you know who they are, you may want to talk to them and ask them for guidance. Okay, next card, we have Solidity Inner Core. You know, it's interesting. It's like you have the white dove, right? Which symbolizes peace. And then you have peace over here. And then you have this woman here that's in this state of peace. Peace. I think peace is a big theme for you, Palwan. But here with the solidity and inner core, I'm getting possibly having, like I'd said before, the health issues. And what they're relaying is you know, that physical reality comes from the mental and the emotional state, Palwan. And they're saying to choose peace and follow those things that bring you peace. It may totally go against the old paradigm. It may totally go against your old paradigm, but they're saying that's what needs to shift. That's what needs to change. Because as you change that, how you view reality will change. Your body will heal or shift in a different way. Because there's aspects that you're not seeing, that you're being, that you will soon recognize. Because your ancestors are really with you. And you know what, Palwan? When you're in balance, when you're in that grounded state, you're going to feel more and more of their presence is what's coming through. For some of you, it's like this, I'm getting a lot of males, you know, like a lot of like male ancestral energy where they had to just really fight for the things that they wanted, and it was just straight up survival mode. And so you may be kind of going back and forth with that as far as, you know, going towards that masculine aspect of needing to get things done, but then that feminine aspect of the intuition of knowing, having this just this knowing, this unmistakable knowing that this is the way you have to go, or this is the way that feels right for you. And they're saying that choose peace, because it's through peace and through that state of grounding, you'll have answers. You'll gain the insight, and you'll awaken to a higher level, a higher paradigm. Mother Earth sweet, Mother Earth bright, bring to me your health and might. And pile 1, your root, so to speak, with explore your roots, interesting. Your route, as in like your path, may vary from your family's path. Like where you want to go may vary. And I just feel like it's just a whole different way of, it could be being, it could be like what you want to create in the world, and you feel like people are going to be a little judgy or just not supportive about it. You're here to create a new route. So explore your roots. Isn't that funny? Go deeper. So the next card we have Envy. And it's a card 20. You're bridging the gap between the old and the new, pile 1. And the thing is, it's like you've done all the heavy lifting and you're moving into a better time. All right, but it's like you're bridging the gap between the old and the new. It's like you're a way shower. You know, you set the path, and you know those ones that are there to build new paths. It sucks. It's hard because no one's done it before. So you're walking into a complete fog, into the unknown. But what they're saying here with this card is, with that state of peace, you go beyond the fog. And I'm hearing you go beyond the madness of the world. It's like all of that just disappears, and you're able to just kind of follow what feels good for you. The key for you, pile 1, is appreciation. The key for you, pile 1, is being in appreciation for all the things that you have and all the things that you dream of having. And as you do that, you're going to build momentum. It's going to become clear. You're going to build momentum, build more momentum, and walk through the door, because you then become more flexible to making these changes happen. But it's like the first state for you is peace and just following your heart. You've built a firm foundation, pile 1, but it's almost like you need a little bit of rest from all of the noise around you and all of the fight or flight to just come back to center. Oh my God. Last card. Dove Spirit. Be peace. Isn't that like, you can't make this up. Come on now. It's like through that state of peace, pile 1, it's like you really get to feel, sense, know, experience your power, who you really are. And that's something some of your ancestors are saying that they never had that chance to experience. And it's not to put guilt on you, but what I'm trying to say is they're rooting you on, because you're supposed to, or you're about to experience something that they've never experienced. And for you, it is with the crown, it's knowing your power. All right. With the wings of the dove, it's about expanding and being your authentic self. And with the white, it's about being in your state of purity and flying. Yeah. Creativity is key for you, Pile 1. You have something to bring in the world that's your originality. All right? But peace is your key. So that was your reading, Pile 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hey there, Pile 2. If you picked this reading is for you then. So we're going into messages from your ancestors. Let's see what wants to come through here. So, first card we have Trust and Thrive. I guess I should have talked about when I was kind of feeling into the energies and what your ancestors wanted to come through. Like, I felt this like bright light, this bright, soft light coming through, almost like a feminine presence coming through. It's quite lovely. But let's go into it. Let's see what wants to come through. Stage, Trust and Thrive. Okay, so some of you have connections to, could be Salem, but I'm just kind of going there in my head. More than anything, it's about connection to, you know, the sorceresses, like the witches, the female manifestors of that time where women were just so much more than just you know, servants to their masters. Women that were very empowering and empowered to really use the elements of the earth to build, to create, and that were very connected to spirit is what I'm getting. And what's coming through is that you have that connection as well, Pile 2. This beautiful connection to spirit, to the divine, and to your ancestors. This is a lineage that runs through you. Like it's a lineage of sensitive, I want to say goddesses, but like sensitive, feminine, strong feminine energy, I think would be the best way to put the energies that I'm feeling. And for you, Pile 2, it's like here with the Trust and Thrive. I almost feel like there's a sense of doubt within you. And there's this energy coming through that's even like almost like grandmotherly. It could be like an aunt, a grandmother, even a mother in there. But it's like this light, beautiful energy that has so much wisdom. And I feel like for you, Pile 2, it's like you have doubt. I don't feel like you realize the strength that you hold, the courage that you have, but more importantly, the wisdom that you're carrying, because you really are connected to spirit. You're connected to the divine. You're connected to Gaia, Pile 2. And I feel like they're saying here is it's time for you to connect to yourself through these components. And for some of you, it's time to rise up in your knowing of this. You've already done it. Like you've already done that connecting. And it's time for you to rise up where it says trust and thrive. Trust in your ability, trust in your lineage, trust in your blood, trust in who you are. Because it's time to rise. You're also being asked, for some of you, take what resonates, leave what does not, to listen more, to be more in the receptive state of being. Because as you are in that receptive state, you'll find that your gifts are more enhanced. That you will recognize them more fully. If you're watching this during fall, Pile 2, the fall season, you're going to find that your spiritual gifts will become more enhanced. You may want to go outside in nature, because I feel like during the fall months, it's really coming up for you. And that's going to help ground it and help you to recognize it. I'm not sure how, but that's just what's coming through. You got actually two cards from this deck, and it says, Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. Let me just put this nicely on screen, and my coordination sucks, but that's okay. All right. With move beyond the ancestral patterns, I feel like with you, Pal 2, it's like you're taught to be a certain way or do things in a certain manner. But you are or have been undergoing a transformation, and it's been a slow process. Almost like, oh my gosh, are we done yet? Or maybe something that you haven't noticed at all happening. But it's like those old imprints are coming up to be shown to you, so you could recognize them and make the changes. Some of it, Pile 2, is that you've been in your head a lot. You're smart. You're very cerebral. You can be analytical, because you see a lot of things. You understand a lot of things. And you can perceive a lot of things. But what this energy, what your ancestors coming through are telling you is that move beyond these patterns of the mind and get back into the soul, get back into your spirit. Because that has served you well, using that mind. And you know, I don't know what you do for a living, like you do something with numbers, or you work with patterns, or like architect, or something structural or analytical. And like I said, it served you well, but you're now being taken to another level of your, I would say, awakening process, where you're going to be utilizing more of the softness, more of the intuition, and allowing that to lead you. And from that, then using that genius mind to form it into reality. Because you may actually be pretty tired, Pile 2, or have moments where you're really tired. And that's because you're not meant to work this way for too long. You're meant to be in a different vibrational state that really supports you versus you supporting it. You know, obviously there has to be this nice balance, right? And that is the balance that I was talking about. It's the intuition and then using that mind to create it. And such a genius mind you have, Pal 2. It's like you can see these patterns and see different ways to formulate it to make this beautiful masterpiece. You're very aware. But it's like time to let that go. You're shedding that old skin, and you're really just becoming something that's more powerful. So the next card you got was Beaver Spirit, lay a solid foundation. And with this card, with the Beaver Spirit, it's like, for you, Pal 2, it's like you may need some moments to float, okay? And that means like basking and like just floating, meaning going with it. Basking in the sun, going with the flow, you know, and just kind of taking it easy. That's going to help you to get out of your mind, back into your body, and just really be in the softness of your intuition. For the most part, though, with this, what I'm getting with this card for you, Pal 2, is You are building a new foundation within yourself. So be patient with yourself as you are co-creating. It's like you're taking it from the mind to the heart. You see that nice beautiful circle of that green, and then we got another one. And it's going to take time to build momentum is what they're saying, but it's about the joy of the experience of the creation, because you're good at that, pile 2. You're good at creating. But it's like it's been work, work, work for so long. I'm hearing that Rihanna song. And it's like, no, you're moving to a lighter state where you're creating that space that's fun, that works for you, that supports you. And you're connecting more so with spirit as you create this space. Next card is appreciation. You're being asked to appreciate and recognize where you've come from or what you've had to endure in your life. And for some of you, it's take those moments to cry when you need to, because you haven't been. And they're standing there beside you, supporting you as you go through this journey. And it's almost like they're giving you a handkerchief and saying, let it out and let it out. Because you have gone through the muck and gone through the wilderness, and you've come out the other side. But as you continue on your journey, it's important to take that moment to float, to rest, and recognize how far you've come. Because that'll help to give you the fuel to move forward. Some of you have been doing a lot of solar plexus work. Solar plexus? Sacral plexus work. Maybe solar as well. I feel like there's a connection there between the solar, even root, but it's more so sacral, solar plexus, somewhere in there. It's like going back and forth. And it's time that it's changing. It is changing. Give yourself some space and time and patience, and appreciate where you've come, because as you do that, your reality is going to shift, pile 2, because you've done it. Like, you've done a really good solid work on that. Lay a solid foundation. You have, but you're within yourself. But give yourself a moment to rest and start to build that solid foundation around you. Change is coming, pile 2. Change is coming. Is it this one? It was. Okay, so the next card, it says, answering the call, the time is now. Yeah. And then look, you have the stag here again on the other side. Yeah, it's like you've finished that chapter of your life, pile 2, and you're moving into the new. So that it's kind of like they're saying, trust that you've done the work and that you're ready to move through the door, that you're ready to go on to the other side, that you're worthy and that you're supported and that you are deserving of what's on the other side. And then on the other side, trust and thrive. You may start to feel, or you may already be feeling that need, that movement, that momentum starting to build. And they're saying, follow that momentum, follow the flow, because it's leading you. I think that's why they were saying here, follow the flow, because I had seen like a beaver just floating in the river on its back, just kind of allowing it to go. And it's kind of like that's the feeling that you're getting. You're going beyond the struggle, those old ancestral ways, and going to a place which feels more relaxed. So follow that good feeling. You're very supported, Pile 2. You are very supported. And I feel like you're going to, that's one of the reasons why they want you to get into nature, because I feel like you are very connected to nature. And this could be an ancestral thing. Some of you may be connected to like herb medicine, herbology. You may enjoy cooking, but there's something in that. If that's like way off, it might be something to look at, such as eating more fresh fruits and vegetables. I feel like that's going to just really help to strengthen your core. Next card, love. Aphrodite, I call to thee to bring a true love here to me. That's your card. It's a number 1. Your new beginnings. You've been working really hard, Pile 2, and it's time for you to just move into this whole new beginning that's waiting for you. And they're saying just trust and thrive as you continue to move forward. It's through the lightness for you that it'll get you through, like it'll get you beyond the mind and the mental patterns and that fear. And through that door, through that other side, there's a wish fulfillment on that other side. So continue moving and have faith that you're ready. It's time for you to enjoy certain key aspects of your life that you have not had a chance to enjoy. You have a new beginning here, Pile 2, a new beginning. Last card, Clarity, Mountain. I feel like here you've already climbed the mountain, and that's interesting because this is the kind of energy I was feeling with you, Pile 2. It was like this light, it was just this light, clear energy. I'm going to put that right here. I feel like you've climbed the mountain, Pile 2, and it's like you're coming down and you're moving into this whole new reality. And you may need moments of rest because you've had quite a journey. I'm hearing an arduous journey, Pile 2. And so take those moments to rest and recoup and recover. But through this time, you're gaining clarity, you're gaining insight, you're being asked to connect with your ancestors, or just like even meditation, Pile 2. Because through that, I feel like you're going to get a lot of clearing of your space, because some of you still have some of that, your past energetically connected to you. That could be, energetically connected to you. And through that meditation, through that rest, through the being in nature, I feel like it's going to really clear your space. That's really going to help clarify. Some of you are still in the middle of that purification period. And with that purification process, know that you are loved and supported because you are you're taken up. You don't have to do anything, hence the floating. It's like you're coming up. You're floating, kind of like a hot air balloon that comes up. That's what's happening with you. You know, congratulations, Pile 2. You guys have gone through a lot, and you're being upgraded is what's coming through here. And your ancestors are very proud. They just want you to release those old ancestral ties that have been holding you back, those old mental patterns. Because as you do that, it's going to be easier to float upwards to a vibration that better suits your energy, that's more supportive to the things that you want in your world. So open up, relax, and enjoy the ride. All right, Pile 2, that was your reading. Thanks for watching. Give it a like if you liked the video, subscribe if you haven't, and thank you for watching, and thanks to your ancestors for conveying these messages. Hey there, if you picked Pile 3, this reading is for you. Messages from your ancestors. Let's see what wants to come through. So first thing I was getting for you, Pile 3, actually, when I was just kind of breathing in and feeling the energies, like people on a ship, and like a real stormy ship. I don't know if some of you had ancestors that sailed, that were on ships, that actually migrated or immigrated to the US, something like that. That's what I'm seeing. And just like stormy waters, navigating the stormy waters. But let's see what what cards come through, and see what your ancestors have to say. Okay, that makes sense. So, first card is Traveler, move in a new direction. Okay. So what I'm getting with this card, that's so interesting. I had no idea that card was going to come through. So what I'm getting with this card for you, Pal 3, it's like you've done certain patterns over and over again, Pal 3. And it's like, even if it's a difficult pattern or if it's a difficult thing, you keep doing the same thing over and over again. And what's coming through is, well, yeah, that's fine, but move in a new direction, Traveler. Because in your life, you're not meant to, well, you, Pal 3, what I'm getting is there's an easier, smoother path for you. You don't necessarily have to do the same cycles and do it the hard way all the time. They're saying you can move towards smoother waters and give yourself that compassion that you deserve and the love that you deserve. Because I feel like you're the type you're hard on yourself. You're very strong, and you have a very strong mind and a strong will. But what they're saying here is that this life is meant to be enjoyed. And there's so much of the world for you to see, so much of your life to experience. And it's like when you continue to go through these patterns over and over again, it limits you into this box, right? Instead of just like opening up to like the world around you and the possibilities. And I get it. It's easy to do that runaround because, you know, if you're worried, I'm looking at the red here. Is it even red? It looks red to me. Her hood, right? Which reminds me of the root chakra. And it's like, it's so easy to get in the head and be in fear and fight or flight energy. But it's like you have this adventurous side in you, Pal 3, that wants more. It's like your soul, your spirit want more. And your ancestors, like they're in the background, they're like whistling and like cheering you on. And they're like, we're with you. We want to experience this through you. Oh my gosh, I just got like shivers in my neck. It's like they want to experience this through you. Live. And it's like you're not going to get lost, Pile 3, because you have that internal compass. You know what you're doing. You've done this before in different lifetimes. You are a traveler. You are an adventurer. And some of you are illuminators, if not all, are illuminators. Traveling is important for you because as you travel and you go to all of these different places, whether it's like trying different jobs or like, you know, visiting different spots around the world, it's like you illuminate. You increase, you heighten the vibration of the area. You're a light worker. But from your soul's craving perspective, it's like it's like let go of the anchor. Let's fly. Let go of this need to control and do things in a certain way. And let's open up our horizons. Let's see what else wants to come out. Next card. We have Mystic Healer. Healing energy flows through you. And this is kind of what I was saying about, you know, being that light worker. You know, there are sometimes, and maybe you already know you're a traveler, and sometimes things don't make sense, Pile 3, why you're going in certain directions and so forth. And it's kind of like, well, sometimes you're needed in certain places, in certain ways that you may not know why, but intuitively, you know that there's something more that's happening. And that's why I feel like here it's like you work best in general, like when you're expansive, when you're opened up, when you are happy, when you are grounded. That's kind of what's coming through, because you have a lot of wisdom, like you have a lot of intuitive knowing. And but sometimes you like get in your head, is what they're saying. It's like you get in your head and you get in your square box and you become very restricted, constricted. And they're saying open up to the world around you. And through that process, as you do that, you're going to find that you're going to become more and more open. You're going to let go of old past wounds and old past ways of being that do not serve you. There's something better that serves you. Next card, knowledge. Let me connect above and below. Let the knowledge of ancestors flow. Oh, lovely. It's card 28. Oh, here you go, so you can see the card. All right, pile 3. You have ancestors that have walked similar pathways, right? Obviously with the ship and just going through the waters. And it's like, be open to your surroundings and allow yourself to be guided into the different directions, because as you do, you're going to find that it's going to fill your cup. You're going to feel more fulfilled. And also, you're going to feel more of that knowledge of the ancestors coming through. It's like you're just going to know things. You're just going to understand things. Things are going to spark up in you where it's like, oh, I didn't know that I knew this, or wow, I didn't realize I had this specific trait or ability. And you'll realize that as you open up your awareness and you move through your life in different ways. Because I feel like, and then another note here, sorry, there's something else here. For some of you that like, there's certain hobbies you're being guided towards, pile 3. For some of you, there's certain hobbies. And it's like they're kind of out there, but you kind of feel like this tickle in your heart that you're like, oh, I kind of want to try that. They're like, travel in new directions. Try different hobbies, different things out there. Because there's pieces of your own, like of ancient knowledge that wants to come through. Even like ancestral ways that want to come through you. And there may be moments where you start and you start to feel like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I'm not good at this. Or, really just doubt yourself. And what they're saying is, hey, it's okay. Stand in your alignment and keep going. Don't let the fears get in your way of who you are, of your confidence, of your internal strength, of who you are. Keep moving in new directions. Follow that heart calling. Follow those things that light you up and open you up and make you feel strong within your being. So the next card here is growth plants. And that's exactly where they want to take you. It's like they're saying there's so many opportunities. Like, you're so smart. Pile 3, you're so smart. I'm not going to say but. What I'm going to say is you're so smart, but you don't... Okay, well, I just did, didn't I? You're so smart, period. You don't even realize how smart you really are. And it's through the traveling in different directions that you're going to find that for some of you, those projects, those things that you've been trying to work on that aren't really budding fruit, that aren't even like, that aren't working out for you, they're going to start to work because you just shifted your energy For some of you, by moving in these different directions, it's going to give you multiple possibilities. Open up your mind to different ideas. That's going to really, I'm hearing germinate, and really take you to greater heights. Growth. Absolutely growth. Interesting. We have a 19 here and we have a 28. So we have a 10 and a 10. They're saying you've already completed your old cycles. I know, similar to I think pile 1 or 2, but I'm getting a 10 and I'm getting a 10. You're at this completion and it's time to move in a different way. It's time to start anew in a different way. Follow your internal compass. Use your eyes to guide you. Not so much the mind, use the eyes. So basically look around, what looks good, what lights up. You know, and not only that, when you're using your eyes, pile 3, you tend not to focus on the mind. And you'll find that that heart will spark up and you'll be guided by the heart more. Oh, and then check the, oh my gosh, and then 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. We have the 3rd eye, buddy. 3rd eye. Use your eyes. You'll find that as you do, that 6th sense will start to increase. Your awareness of the world will start to increase. Your awareness of your reality will start to increase and be more expansive. And when you see the expansiveness of the world that you have, you won't want to go in that same pattern over and over again when you see that there's so many options. Be patient with yourself, pile 3. You are so brave, but like I said, you're hard on yourself. There is some sort of transformation that's still happening with you, for you. Give yourself some time. Take it one step at a time to create that firm foundation. Last card. Oh, that is so fitting. Grasshopper spirit. Take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith. With the 3s, it's like there's something creative that wants to come through, some form of self-expression, and this could be just a way of being. And I feel like that's really what it is. Sorry, that's what it is. It's like this different way of being, a more freeing way, a way of just that's more supportive for you, that just lights you up. It's like you've been like going through this cycle and now they're like, no, open up to something grander and brighter. Take a leap of faith. All right, pile 3, that was your reading. Really, really nice, really nice. All right, if you liked the video, do give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, and let's just take a moment to thank your ancestors for such incredible messages. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, till next time, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.